Welcome back everybody, I hope you're having a beautiful day today, and I hope you're ready for the fun but also terrifying stuff that we're gonna read today. If you enjoyed today's episode, make sure you subscribe if you want to, and let's get into it. Enjoy guys. Am I the a-hole for saying no to my girlfriend's tradition? I'm male 30, lost my younger brother when I was 22. He had cancer and he fought very hard. Ever since, I've been donating blood on the anniversary of his death every year. I take the day off work, I visit his grave and I donate blood, and then I come home and relax and watch his favorite movie. I know it's a simple personal tradition, but it does mean a lot to me. My girlfriend of 9 months, Anna, female 31, asked if I could meet her and her mum. I have met her many times and it wasn't the meet the parents for the first time situation. For lunch yesterday, I told her no and I explained again about what I do on my brother's death anniversary. She got upset and said, well, it's my tradition to have lunch with my mum every time she's in town, and she really wanted to see you. You can do your stupid blood donation tradition any day. Oh my god. I didn't realize we were going to start the episode like this. I explained to her that it's not just about the blood donation. Later in the evening, when I was resting and watching my brother's favorite movie, she texted me again asking me to join them. I reiterated that I really didn't want to, and I'd hang out with her mum next time. She replied that I embarrassed her in front of her mum with my selfishness and my laziness. Since then, she's been distant. Good. Let her be distant. Do I owe her an apology? Am I the a-hole? OP, you need a new girlfriend. What the hell sort of insensitive reaction was that? Like, oh, you can do your stupid blood tradition anytime, and then has the audacity to say that you're selfish and lazy? You're not the a-hole, OP, but you need to get rid of her. And also, before I start reading the comments, how would you even be the a-hole, OP? You told your girlfriend that you do this thing that means a lot to you every year because of your younger brother, and your girlfriend completely on that and then calls you lazy and selfish. Can you please explain to me where the laziness and where the selfishness is? Like, what an awful way to treat your partner. You don't need her, OP. The top comment says stupid blood donation tradition. After that comment, I hope she's soon to be your ex-girlfriend. That's so unbelievably upsetting. You haven't even asked her to join you just to leave you in peace to honor your brother. Not the a-hole, and I'm sorry for your loss. Yeah, how can the girlfriend be so cruel without even realizing it? The second top comment says, so her random lunch with her mother was more important than the anniversary of your brother's death? 100% not the a-hole. Your girlfriend seems to lack basic compassion and empathy. This comment says, not the a-hole. She's insensitive and you'd be a fool to stay with her. This comment says, you're not the a-hole for wanting to maintain a personal tradition that honors your late brother. Your girlfriend should respect the significance of this day for you, even if that means changing her own plans. Her comments about your tradition being stupid and accusing you of being selfish and lazy are insensitive and disrespectful. You don't owe her an apology. Yeah, and the comment below that too, agreed, but she owes you a huge one. Major red flags here. Yeah, that's so messed up. I can't believe that's how we're starting the episode today. Post number 2 is called, am I the a-hole for kicking my brother out of my wedding for making my fiance cry? My wedding was this past weekend and I'm honestly still in shock over what happened. My wife and I have been together for 7 years. We've gone through everything together, moving in, job losses, her battle with anxiety, everything. So our wedding day was supposed to be our day to finally celebrate all of that, right? Well, it was until my brother decided to ruin it. For context, my brother 30 male has always had a weird thing about pranks. Oh, here we go. He calls them jokes, but they've always been mean-spirited and embarrassing. Yeah, of course they have. We read about stuff like this all the time. Does something super mean and rude. Oh, you're upset? I was only joking. It's all a prank, bro. Growing up, I'd laugh it off or I'd get mad and he'd say that I was being too sensitive, but this time it went too far. During our reception, he got up to give a speech. I thought it'd be nice, maybe he'd say something heartfelt for once, but no, instead he pulls out a slideshow of hilarious photos of my wife, old ones from her Instagram where she's crying or looking vulnerable or just super unflattering, and he starts making jokes about her weight fluctuations, saying how she used to look like a twig when we first started dating, and now she's more well-fed. My wife's face turned white and she started crying, and my brother, he just kept on going, laughing like he was the funniest guy on the planet. The whole room was dead silent. I saw red. I stood up and I walked right over to him and I told him to leave right in the middle of his speech. I said he was done and I didn't care if he was my brother. My wife was humiliated. He tried to brush it off, saying that I was ruining the fun. It's not fun if you're the only person who enjoys it, and that everybody else thought it was funny. Nobody laughed. Not one person. Oh, he's awful. He refused to leave at first, so I told security to get him out. He stormed out, calling me an effing drama queen. Now my parents are furious with me for embarrassing my brother at my own wedding. No, come on. Please tell me this one's rage bait. They think that I overreacted, that I should have let it slide because he didn't mean it. Oh my god, your brother is 30 years old and your parents are still protecting him from his own consequences. That's sad. My mum even said that my wife was overreacting too, and that this was all just part of his sense of humor. Oh, get out of here. This is so infuriating. My wife hasn't stopped crying since. I told my family we're taking a break from them, but now my phone's blowing up with texts from my mum and dad saying that I've fractured the family and I've ruined my own wedding over a joke. OP, you didn't do anything. I get that I blew up, but I couldn't stand seeing my wife so hurt. Did I go too far? Am I the a-hole? No, of course you didn't go too far, OP. And how disgusting of your parents to stand up for your brother here. That's so gross. They're a-holes too, OP. Take a long break from all of them, OP. Oh, this is somehow your fault because of what your brother did? How does that make any sense, parent? And also them saying, oh, you overreacted. It's only his sense of humor. What, being a giant a-hole to people is his sense of humor? Grow up. Your parents need to grow up as well, OP. You and your wife are the victims in this, OP. And your parents are blaming you. What a joke. The top comment says, not the a-hole. You protected your wife from a cruel attack. Your brother's actions were unacceptable. And your family's response is enabling his bad behavior. You did the right thing. Yeah, like of course the brother is terrible, but so are the parents. I can't believe they're standing up for your brother. The parents are completely blind. If they asked anybody else who went to that wedding, I'm pretty sure they're not going to be blaming you, OP. And I'm pretty sure they're also not going to think that you and your wife overreacted. I hope this one's not real. Yeah, also this comment. Your parents are the reason that your brother has problems now. You need to tell them that your brother has alienated you, and nobody else at the wedding seemed impressed by him, by refusing to teach him how to behave when he was nasty as a child, and by making excuses for him. They've isolated him. Your brother ruined your wedding, and your parents are supporting him and continuing to hound you about it. That should tell you all that you need to know. The comment below that says brother is obviously the golden child by how he's gotten away with this behavior for so long, and thinks that it's all a joke. Yeah, you don't need your brother or your parents, OP. Like if this is how they've always acted, and this is how they've always treated your brother, they need to know that they're the ones who are in the wrong. The parents are almost more so than your brother, OP. I can't believe that. That's so sad. Your brother is a nasty bully, OP, and your parents continue to enable him. Good luck, OP. I feel like you're gonna need it. The next one's on the relationship subreddit. My 28 female best friend 28 female kissed my husband 27 male, and it's destroying me. How do I proceed? I 28 female have been with my husband 27 male for 6 years, married for 4 years, and we have 2 kids, 3 female and almost 1 female. Everything in our relationship is perfect for us. He's the best husband and father to our kids that I could have asked for. I'm absolutely in love with him, and his actions and words have always shown me that he feels the same. There's no better feeling than going to sleep in his arms every night. Last weekend, my husband and I had some friends over for a barbecue. We were all outside in the backyard surrounding my husband who was on the grill. As the food got closer to being ready to eat, we all started sitting at our backyard table. Once the food was all ready and at the table, my husband went inside to use the washroom and to get another case of beer. I didn't realize that my best friend 28 female had followed him. When he was coming back out, my best friend hid behind the wall separating our kitchen and living room and surprised him by pulling him and forcing a kiss. My husband immediately pushed her back and yelled, "What the f***?" She immediately started crying and ran out of the house. My husband came into the backyard and asked to speak to me privately and immediately told me what had just happened. I was shocked and I told him that it'd be okay and we could talk about it after everybody else left. I put on appearances for the next couple of hours, but I was mentally distraught. After everybody left, my husband sat me down and told me what happened and also showed me the footage from the camera in our living room. It was exactly as my husband described it. My best friend of 10 years, the person who I treated as my literal sister, forcibly kissed my husband. After the 3rd date with my husband, she was the one that I told that I was going to marry him. She knows how much I love him and how strong our relationship is, and still she chose to try to come in the middle of it. For sake, our 3-year-old calls her auntie. My friend tried showing up the next day just to talk, and my husband had to hold me back from beating the crap out of her, and he kicked her out and told her not to come back. It's been almost a week now, and I'm nowhere close to moving on. I don't blame my husband one bit. He is completely innocent in this, and if anything, he's the victim. I've been lying down on my husband's chest and crying every day and every night. I'm so angry and so frustrated, and I don't know what to do. My husband has been amazing, and like always, he gets it and understands how I'm feeling. He brought me flowers almost every day and cooked my favorite meals multiple times in the last few days. I love and appreciate him all the more for it. I just don't know how I'm going to move on, and I don't know how I'm going to trust any of my friends again after this. Okay, so there is an update, and I am definitely going to read that. But like the top comment says, you move on from that friendship, and you tell her not to contact you. There's no way that she can explain it, and you just can't trust her anymore. Yeah, completely. That friendship is done, OP, and it's not anybody's fault but your friends. Yeah, you'll never be able to trust her again. That's so sad. The comment below that one says, appreciate your man honey. He's doing his best to comfort you even though it was him who was grabbed. Show him the same love right back at him. Make him his favorite food and be there for him. I know you are, but make sure that he knows it. And the comment below that one, kick your friend to the curb. She's not a friend. Yeah, completely. Okay, let's read the update. After reading a lot of comments, I realized that it was possible that my husband was having an affair with my best friend, and he knew about the camera and acted accordingly to make sure that I didn't suspect an affair. Her running out of the house crying, my husband showing the footage before I asked, and his love bombing would all make sense if he was cheating with my best friend. I can't be with a cheater, and I had to make sure that my husband was being loyal to me. On a side note, I made sure that my husband was okay and well after being forcibly kissed, and he said that he was fine and that he didn't feel assaulted, and it was just a kiss. He said that he was worried about me because he knew how much the friendship meant to me. Over the weekend, I went through my husband's phone and laptop while he was doing yard work. Both of us have full access to each other's phones, and I didn't find anything out of the ordinary in my husband's phone. I checked his messages and his WhatsApp and social media and deleted messages folder. There was nothing suspicious on the phone or the laptop. This morning after my husband left to go to work, I arranged for our next door neighbors, a friendly elderly couple, to watch the girls for a couple of hours, and I went to my best friend's place without telling her that I was coming. She works afternoon shift, so I knew that she'd be there in the morning. She let me in and she seemed scared, and I demanded to know the truth. She said that she'd always been really attracted to my husband, and she had tried making advances before, but my husband always just shut her down. She admitted to being jealous of me and my perfect life with my husband. I should have seen the signs earlier. When our firstborn was learning to speak, my best friend would always try to get her to call her mama. When she held our daughter for the first time, she accidentally sat in my husband's lap. She's been trying to replace me for years, and I never even noticed it. And my husband kept on rejecting her advances because he only wanted me. She said that she drank more than she should have at the barbecue, and she decided to try her luck when she saw my husband was going inside alone. I forced her to show her phone as well, and again, there was nothing implying an affair, and all the messages appeared to line up with my husband's phone, so I knew there was nothing deleted or manipulated. She did apologize profusely and asked me not to end our friendship over this. I told her she's nothing to me, and she could have been happy for me, and I treated her like a sister for all of these years, only for her to try to steal my life. Now I know for sure that my husband never cheated. The guilt for doubting him is eating me up. If I tell him that I was snooping through his phone and laptop and met up with my ex-best friend to verify that he wasn't cheating, it's gonna impact our marriage and he'll be very disappointed in me for not trusting him. And if anything, he'll lose trust in me. If I don't tell him, the guilt's gonna continue to eat me up. I've never lied or kept secrets from him before, and I don't want to start that now, but this one's an impossible choice. He's only ever shown me how much he loves and cherishes me, and he doesn't deserve to be betrayed like this. Update, I told my husband everything, that I looked on his phone and laptop and that I confronted the ex-best friend. I showed him both Reddit posts and I told him that even the few comments that speculated that he was having an affair made me paranoid, and I acted on it. I apologized to him for doubting him, and I thanked him for always being an amazing husband and always turning down her advances and for spoiling me, especially when I was down. He said he understands and that he should have told me earlier about her trying her luck. I'm also starting therapy next week to figure out my paranoia and trust issues, process the end of my friendship, and in general try to get into a better mental space so that I can be a better individual and a better wife and a better mother. That's interesting because there were barely any comments on that post saying that OP's husband would have had an affair. Most of the comments were saying what an awesome guy he is and how OP has a really good partner. So yeah, must have really listened to like a couple of random comments. But yeah, you did end your post by saying I'm also starting therapy next week to figure out my paranoia and my trust issues. So yeah, that's definitely good. But yeah, like this comment says, I hadn't seen any comments accusing him of cheating. I mainly saw comments saying to end the friendship with the so-called friend. If I were OP's husband, I'd be pretty hurt that she had the need to hear the best friend side rather than believe him. The top comment says, I just tell him that you confronted her face to face and that you asked her why she betrayed you and that you've ended your relationship with her for good. Then thank him for being the loyal and loving man that he is and have a nice night together. Yeah, very interesting post. The next one is called, Am I the gay hoe for refusing to discuss my daughter's name with my family because they want me to change it? I, 29 female, gave birth to my daughter Sloane 14 weeks ago. My husband, 30 male, and I didn't announce her name until she was born. The reason for this was because I knew that my family didn't like the name Sloane and would spend their time trying to talk us out of the name. I know this because I started loving the name when I was a kid. There was a girl in my class from 1st to 3rd grade, and I told my family at the time I thought her name was cool, and that my parents said it wasn't even a real name. I brought it up a few times, but I do remember the negativity. I even remember that my mum would pity her because of it. When I was 14, she even brought her up and told me that she bet Sloane was going by her middle name, or a nickname by then. She moved schools after 3rd grade, so I didn't see her. When I was 16, one of my friends transferred schools after a move, and they mentioned that Sloane was in her class and still used the name. I rubbed it into my mum's face so hard, but she told me that it was still an ugly name, and she felt bad for the girl who had to have it as her name. My parents prefer names like Anna and James and Elizabeth and William and Hannah, which are my siblings and my names. They think they're sophisticated and classic and easy to use through life. They don't think that Sloane is a kid's name, just not a real name and so ugly. Hey, guess what, parents? It's not up to you. I was so lucky that my husband loved the name, and when we talked about baby names, he said that we could name a daughter Sloane. He also knew how my family felt about it, so he was on board with keeping the name to us until our daughter was here. You might think that the name being official and on the birth certificate would deter any negativity on the name, but since my daughter's name was announced, my family have wanted to sit and discuss the name. Wow, so they feel like they get a say in this OP? Oh, the audacity. They said that I never believed that I'd seriously carry on the name and I'd actually name my daughter Sloane. I shut them down and I told them I did, and that was that. I've refused to discuss it more. I ignore them via text if I have to, or I end calls. I left my sister's house just a week ago because they tried to bring it up. They told me it's childish to run away from a serious discussion. Wow, the audacity. I said that we have nothing to discuss, that my husband and I had our discussion on the name, and that was the only one that needed to happen. They told me a part of being a family is hearing each other out, and that I'm being childish by refusing their request. Am I the a-hole? OP, you are so not the a-hole. Your family thinks they get to name your daughter, and that's hilarious. You're right, OP, your opinion and your husband's opinion is the only one that matters. Yeah, the top comment, not the a-hole. They told me that being a part of a family is hearing each other out. They sound utterly insufferable. Start nicknaming each of them words that rhyme with Sloane to their faces, because you can, and there isn't a thing that they can do to stop you. OP said they can be kinda insufferable at times, but this is them at their worst. Yeah, they sound super insufferable, and the audacity is so wild. You don't get a say in the name, and they are. They're acting like they all get a say. That's ridiculous, and you're so not the a-hole, OP. And that's enough for today. That was such a wild episode. I hope you guys had a good time today. We need to read something wholesome ASAP, before and after you came into my life. Oh, that's so cute. Oh, you make my life so much better. That's really cute. When somebody hates on you for something that you enjoy, but you don't let it get to you. You know, I am myself. Oh, that's so true. Like, hey, I'm me. I'm myself. I'm not you. I enjoy what I enjoy because I'm me. I don't have to like what you say that I have to like because I'm not you. That's so awesome. So tell me a bit about yourself. Not the best, but still good. Oh, that's so cute. And you know what? That's good enough. Thank you for watching, everybody. I hope you had a wonderful time today. And if you did, make sure you subscribe if you want to. And the comment of the day today goes to Alicia. My kitten Pants plays fetch, and I think everybody needs to know it. Oh, that's so cute. Say hello to Pants for us. Pants is such a good name for a cat. That's so cute, and thank you for the comment. And thank you all for your comments, and thank you for all your support, everybody. I'll see you in tomorrow's terrifying episode. So with that being said, make sure you look after yourself and make sure you have a beautiful, amazing rest of your day. And you know what I'm about to say because I say it every single day. Bye!